What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so pumped because I have so much content like prepared to film for you. I am so excited. I'm officially kicking off fall vibes for the season. 'Tis the season for fall vibes. Let's go. I ran over to Ulta today. I actually was at Ulta last night and I didn't see this in the store. I don't know if it was available yet or it just went over my head, but Trend Mood posted last night that it was available now. And I was like, I was there. I didn't see it. I didn't grab it. So I ran first thing as soon as I got up this morning and I went and got it. And there was one left. It's the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette. Every single year, Too Faced comes out with a new fall palette. I think they try to come out with like one around Christmas too. Don't quote me, but I know every fall there's a new fall palette and I live for that moment because for me it's like it kicks off fall for me. Fall vibes. That's where we're starting with the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. And this is what it looks like. I'm super stoked for this one. I think it's gonna be gorgeous. It's a little more like that neutral palette that everyone can pull off and wear. And then I also got the Too Faced Melted Matte, and let me tell you, it smells like butter. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I went ahead and grabbed that as well. It's in the color Cinnamon Bun. It's the only color that they came out with. I do just wanna do like a really quick eyes only tutorial. Whether you decide this one is gonna be worth it for you or not, it's totally personal preference. For me, I look forward to these palettes every year. Like I said, it's like the kickoff of fall and the holiday season. So I'm always here for it. I love it. I like these fun Too Faced palettes. I love how they're themed. It smells like a little buttery, but more cinnamon. Definitely has more cinnamon in it than like the last couple of years. So let's go ahead and jump straight on in to the fall vibes. Got my flannel on. We're ready. Let's go. I'm gonna start off by prepping my eyes with the P. Louise Acid Rain Blank Canvas Primer. Not Ride or Die. I did just film another tutorial right before this with the Pat McGrath Utopian Dream palette. And I have like little sparkles all over my face still. And I absolutely loved how that look came out. So if you have not watched it yet, it's going up before this video, so go back and watch it. I'm gonna start with my Morphe M124 brush, and I'm gonna grab the color Flower Power. Super cute. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna use this to highlight my brow bone, and I'm gonna take it right onto my inner corner and kind of blend it up onto just the first little, you can already see the difference in how much that like lifts and opens up your eye area. And I like to start with that as my base. I'm gonna hurry and put this Refi brow gel through my brows while I'm thinking about it. I have a love-hate relationship with this product. I think it really does do well at like laminating your brows up, but it can get like white and kind of chunky looking. So the product is white. I feel like you definitely can see that if you don't like take the time and really brush it through like it should, because you should brush it through and then kind of comb through on top of it to get the brows to lay down flat. And I feel like that's where you don't. I feel like that's where like you take away the chunky white gluey look that you can get with it. Like my early work mornings, yeah, I don't take the time to like brush the product through like that. I just want to brush it on and be done. Anyways, I'm gonna start going into my transition area with the color Sugar Rush. And this is my M504. Make sure that all the creases like right there are gone before you start tapping it in. Again, I like to tap my transition shades in first because that is what's gonna prevent these little creases that you can get up here at the front of the eye. And it looks like I might be, but I really am just taking some time and like tapping it in. And then once you've tapped it in, then you can go back and forth like this. It's a really pretty color. Just trying to decide what I do. There's so many pretty colors. By the way, any brush that I use, I always go back and forth in this. I got this from Ulta. It's just the nice little sponge to brush off and get off any previous pigment. I'm gonna go in with my M433 brush, the one that's nice and pinched. And I'm gonna take a mixture of See Me Rollin' and Cinnamon Swirl. Nice, rich, like red brick colored browns. Ooh, yes. Fall vibes, fall vibes, fall vibes. Bring them to me. Then I'm gonna go back in with the 504 and just blend over those outer edges. I'm gonna take my JH40 and I'm gonna take the color Batter Up. This is the darkest shade in the whole palette. And I'm going to take it and really deepen up this outer corner. And you can see I'm really not like moving a whole lot further than just that outer socket. And I'm wiggling it into that area to buff and blend it out. And again, I'm gonna grab the brush right before this, the M433, and just blend those together. So much of blending is just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I always say hold a little closer to the end of the brush too. I don't know why that helps so much, but if you're having a problem blending, try doing that and see if that helps. I don't know what it is, what the magic trick is, but it works. I'm gonna grab my JH41 and I'll use this brush for the next couple of steps here. I'm gonna start with Sticky Buns. Sticky Buns, huns. Hot. I'm gonna take Sticky Buns right here on the inner third of my lid. Next, I'm gonna grab this one called I'm Toasted, and I'm gonna kind of blend this here, almost on the center, but blending it into those mattes. Ooh, that's really pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with I'm gonna go in with Love the Bun You're With, right? Yeah. Long name. And I'm gonna take this one and stamp it down right in the center of those two shades. Golden Fall Vibes. For sure. If you watched my last video, I shared this little tip and trick with you. I'm gonna grab Gooey Goodness here, one of the lightest shimmers in the palette. There's Frost Your Buns and Gooey Goodness. I feel like Gooey Goodness is just a hint lighter. I'm gonna grab this JH42. I'm gonna take it kind of right on the top of all those shades and just create this like little line here. And I feel like this defines the like whole lid area so nicely. It brings light to it without like changing the tones down here. I hope that makes sense. Almost like a cut crease without like doing the whole concealer cut crease thing. And another trick, if you feel like maybe it takes away some of that, you can grab a tiny detail brush, like this is an M515, and I'll grab a little bit of See Me Rollin', and I'll just ever so slightly go right on top of that. Boom. You can see how subtle it is, but it makes a big difference. And it gives the look like a whole little extra dimension pop that was not there before. I want to just go in with that deep color one more time on this outer edge and just kind of marry all that together. I think I need a brown wing for sure with this. I'm going to go in with my NYX Epic Liner in brown. Oh no. Has anybody ever done that before? It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I have these little scissors. I always just cut them off if I ever do that. I have not done it with this one yet though. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna take my M705 and some makeup remover. I'm gonna kind of pull off the excess because I don't want it to be like soaping wet, and just sharpen it up. If you want to take it a step further, I'm gonna grab Batter Up on a JH47, it's an itty bitty brush. And I'm just gonna go right on top of that liner. 1, to matte it up, and 2, to kind of smoke out the line. If you were smart, you probably would have done this before, cleaned it up, so learn by my mistake. I just think it makes such a difference in just the depth of the liner alone and how clean that line looks. Like this almost looks like too straight in my opinion. I love when it's just like ever so slightly blurred out. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my face makeup here really quickly. And then we'll come back and finish up the lower lash line. I'll be right back. I got my complexion on and finished up my brows. So now I wanna move on to the lower lash line. And here's where I wanna have a little more like fun, I guess. And I wanna play with more of like these purple tones on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna grab my JH38. I did just clean it off. It does look a little dirty. I'm gonna grab Ready, Set, Bake first. And I'm gonna work this onto the lower lash line and start kind of working this in and laying the groundwork for everything that I'm about to do. When it comes to like blending your lower lash line, the lower, like when you take the lighter colors like a little bit lower, like I'm almost like right down here in the lower socket of my eye blending in. And at first you're like, oh my gosh, like if you're not used to doing your lower lash line, this is intimidating. But once you do it and you blow everything out, you're like, okay, I can do it. Next I'm gonna grab Food Court on the same brush, and again just working and blending that in. Oof. Okay, I'm digging it. Especially because like a heavier, smokier lower lash line is really in right now. Like if you've watched TikTok makeup trends at all, it's like the reverse cat eye. I can't quite do it. I don't feel like it looks good on my eye shape, but this I can flex with. I just wiped off this JH47 that I used earlier, and I'm gonna grab Stay Current, and I'm gonna take this right on the lash line and like kind of work it between the lashes so that it lines it and deepens it up nicely. And if you're kind of worried about it, you can go back in with this brush right along the bottom of that darker shade and blend it out. Got a little bit of fallout here, so I'm gonna go back into this little puff that I used earlier and just kind of clean that up. Usually I'm pretty lucky and that'll take care of all of it. I'm going to apply my lashes and my mascara. I'm going with my Ardell 3D Foam Ink 858, my favorites. This is my Clarins Supra Volume. I'm gonna set my face using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. Literally, like, is this it? Just about. I think that was the last of it. I have a backup. And also add some highlights on. I'm gonna go into my Danessa Myricks highlight palette. Light work. I'm gonna take my little E36 brush and the color Like Duh, and I'm gonna pop it right here in the inner corner, and I kind of blend it almost in a C shape or a U shape, and I start to kind of connect it to that little line of lighter shadow that I did earlier. Now onto the lips. I'm going to grab, where is it? Where'd you go? Where did you go? My lovely. It's the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in the color Endless Cacao. And I'm gonna line my lips. I'm gonna grab my Lawless Wedding Day lipstick, and I'm gonna put this right down the center. What feels like lips have gotten as complicated as like your foundation routine. It's like you can't just have your foundation, you gotta have your blush, your contour, your bronzer. You can't just have lipstick, you gotta have your lip liner, you have to have the lipstick, you have to have like this center like highlight color. At least I do. Maintenance AF. Gonna go into the Too Faced Melted Matte in the color Cinnamon Bun. And then if you felt like you wanted to, you could put like a little bit of gloss like right on the center. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Forget the Filler gloss. This is just the clear one, and just right on the center. See what I tell you, lips are just as complicated as the rest of the face. Okay, you guys, So that is it for my first video of this year's Fall Vibes series. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing with this palette. I love the tones. I can't wait to play with like more of like the lighter, because this is like a very golden, orangey golden eye look. I can't wait to play with like more of these lighter tones, and even like this pink tone, or this pink shimmer here called Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers. That's what I want to say. And I do want to say, like, the lip, I could smell the lip prior to, but now that I've had it on, like, I really don't smell it a whole lot. So if you're sensitive to the smells, which I tend to be, it's not that bad. So, and I do really like the color. It's like 90s vibes for sure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it helps to get you in the mood for fall and get started on these super fun, warm and deep, sultry kind of looks that we love to do during the fall. At least I do. I'm all about them. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. Leave any comments, requests, questions, anything down below. I love to talk to you guys. And go ahead and subscribe. If you're new here, hit that notification bell right there. Join the Allie Ann clan, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.